Well, I would have to say that you guys had a lot to do with. This is going to sound very Eddie Haskell, but I would say that you guys had a lot to do with the change in that. I remember that when I first saw Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, as a kid, I tried to chase that dragon, and I kept getting movies from the Red Draft video rental place.
Yeah.
Trying to find something that had the same sort of style as the type of stuff that you guys were all doing. And found, nothing even approaching that with anything that I was coming across.
Yeah, it's a very unique movie. It really is. And, I think, well, yeah, part of the bag with horror pictures is that, it's a little like making, I don't know, I'm trying to think if there's nothing really like it in the movie business. It's something that as long as it makes money, no one really cares what you do.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a little like that, whereas drama, people do care. The filmmakers really fucking care about it. And if the distribution company doesn't, and God, if it's an A-list, social drama, God, it's got to be perfect, and you've got to have all the A-list stars, and it's got to be this, and it's got to be that. You got to have your Oscar moment and all that stuff. It's historical drama, but horror, they sort of let you do what you want. So as a result of that, you get a lot of filmmakers who really don't give a shit, but getting the product out. But then you get a lot of filmmakers too who because they're completely free to do what they want with this minuscule budget they were given, go apeshit and give you something. If not always brilliant, then highly original, and I think, Sam and Bruce and Rob, turned Evil Dead 2 into something of that caliber.
Yeah. I mean, there's really a big difference between 1 and 2 in that sense as well. I remember that, I was a young enough kid that we all would sort of watch movies as a family, right?
Yes.
And, I saw the initial stuff for Army of Darkness on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I was like, wow, what is this?
Yeah.
And I don't even know how I figured it out before the internet, but it's like, well, this is actually a sequel to these other movies. So I bring home Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2, and of course we watched the first one first, and I'm sitting there with my parents through all of those very uncomfortable scenes that you can imagine.
Yeah. Yep.
What was it like when you were making those movies and your parents were seeing those things for the first time, especially the first?
Oh, I think they Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead and stuff.
Yeah.
I think they were very, very proud of Sam.
That's all.
I think they knew it. I don't think they had any problems with it being uncomfortable. I think they were just very proud of him, and my dad's investments in his company paid off as well. So, so everything turned out well. No, I think it wasn't strange or uncomfortable. There was no uncomfortable words or awkward silences. No, none of that. No. Plus my mother.
That's really
my mother when she was younger was an actress. She was a stage actress. So it was she was sort of the culmination of what she had always wanted. So she's very happy about it.
That goes a long way in showing how the two of you guys turned out, really. I mean...
yeah, I guess so. My parents encouraged us. We were very lucky. Not to say that we didn't get, look, you're not going to be a good parent unless at some point you try and talk your kid out of acting.
Right.
If I had a kid and he wanted to be an actor, I would absolutely have the talk with him or her, saying, you need to leave this business right now. Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? And the reason you do that is sort of like in every Kung Fu movie you ever see that's any good, when the young Kung Fu student meets the master, there's a moment of where the master beats the crap out of the student until the student's almost dead.
Right.
And there's a very good reason for that, even though it's now a boring trope. The purpose for that in any business in the world is if that student then gets up, then he may be ready for what's ahead of him in his life. But if he doesn't and turns away, he shouldn't have been in it in the first place. And my dad was not a dummy, and he knew that this was going to be very hard on me, so I totally had that conversation with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of what are you doing? You want a life of misery and being poor, and go ahead, you have my blessing. If you really want to be an idiot, go be an idiot. And then finally, when I agreed to do it and he saw I wasn't quitting, he went, good job. Good job. You know, he was really good work. You know, he was really rooting for me and never stopped in. And I realized that's what that was, you know, and I was sort of grateful, you know.
Yeah. That's so
but, you know, it's like any business, you know.
Yeah. Are your folks still around?
They are still around, and they are still, rooting for me. I'm very, very fortunate to have, you know, parents like that still. You know, I still call them up, and they're still excited to hear about what I'm doing next after all these years, you know, and what movies I'm, you know, thinking of doing, and what my shoot was like the other day, and you know, they to them it's still sort of a strange, fascinating world. You know, it's a world they did not grow up with. But the strange thing about it, though, what was odd to me is that my mother was an actress, and my dad sort of looked at acting with a very healthy amount of skepticism. But my dad was a salesman, and salesmen are all actors.
Yeah,
and he was a great salesman. You know, my dad was a very successful furniture salesman for almost 50 years. You know, he did really, really well. He could sell anything. He was just that kind of a guy, though. Right. Oh, can you hold on one quick second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. Sorry about that. That's the thing about new Macs now. Your phone rings, your computer rings, your iPad rings. It's like coming from 100 directions.
Yeah, everything starts to happen at once. I'm
does.
sitting with the iPhone in one hand, and I have a program recording it, and then it's backup. I have the papers.
Oh, what did you say? Sorry, you cut out there. Sorry.
I got my iPhone in one hand, and then I have the magazine recorder in my other hand, and I'm just I'm grinning. I'm grinning from ear to ear. Holding these two things in my arms like, well, this is technology for you. This is how, how you make it happen.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it. Yeah, well, you know, you got to do that.
Yeah. So, have you been to Louisville before, or will this be your first time?
No, you know, I was in Louisville only once in my life. I was, actually, I stopped in Louisville only once in my life. I mean, I drive from Detroit down to North Carolina. I stopped in Louisville. And the last time I was there was 1987.
Oh, wow.
It was a long, long time ago. It's almost 30 years ago. And Louisville, I have such fond memories of that town. I'm sure it is a very different place than when I visited it. Then I spent a day there walking around, and I just thought it was a very charming, mid-sized town.
Yeah, Louisville's a cool city, man. I never tell anybody I'm from Kentucky. I always tell them I'm from Louisville. And it's it's two different things, man, you know?
Sure, I'll bet it is. I remember this restaurant I stopped in, this little Main Street area, and it was, I felt that the whole town felt very underground to me. Like, and that's a compliment, by the way. It felt very, it felt like the hipsters hadn't been there yet.
Yeah, right.
That was the vibe I got from that town.
Yeah, it's, we have many times been called the next Seattle.
Oh, right.
Nothing much ever came of that. But Louisville it's a city where there's not a lot of tourist stuff. You know, if somebody comes in town for the Derby, they see one thing. But local residents don't really bother with those types of things, and we go places besides what are the places the tourists end up at. Right?
Yeah.
When you're here, somebody's probably going to try to get you to go to 4th Street Live. Don't go to 4th Street Live.
Okay.
Don't do that. Actually, I'm going to be at the show all weekend. I'm going to be working. We have a booth. We have a Voice Tribune booth.
Oh, you do?
And I'm working it because I'm the distribution guy. That's actually what my job is for the paper.
Oh, right.
Well, I'll be around if you want to hang out.
Sure. Yeah, I like that. I said, well, just stop by and say hello. My schedule is usually incredibly tight at these things, so much as but listen, if there's 10 minutes, let's go at least get a cup of coffee or something.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
It's I always make promises to people I can never keep it when I'm I always think I'm going to have all this time, but then I never do.
Well, conventions are nuts anyway, man. And this is going to be one of those kind of wall-to-wall ones, because this is one where there's going to be a lot of autograph people there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, thousands.
Yeah, which is cool. I always I like to go to I don't know, are you a big comic book guy? Do you like comics?
I love comic books. Yeah, I've always loved them.
Are you? Yeah, me too. Are you a Jim Steranko fan? You like Steranko?
Yes, he's great. I mean, yeah, sure. Who doesn't? He's one of the great. I think we think of the same guy, the famous guy, the most famous Steranko.
Yeah, the 60s guy, the Nick Fury and Captain America. Yeah, did various comics and went on to do other stuff. That guy, I got to meet him, and I'm a big, huge fan of him as well. And I managed to sort of befriend him, and he and I talk on Twitter and shit like that.
That's cool.
And it's super cool. Sometimes I shake my head and just wonder how the hell I'm living the life I'm living with some of this.
Well, it's the life you chose. You wouldn't, like I said, you seem you're a very personable guy. You know a lot about pop culture, but you have a good outside view of it too. So of course, it isn't very often I think that some celebrities of one sort or another will, find reporters so intriguing that they want to hang out with them later. But you're a very unique guy.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
And that's not disparaging against reporters. It's just generally that there's always a wall that actors and writers and directors have to throw up when they're being interviewed naturally because that's just what they do. That's just the nature of the beast.
I would imagine, I mean, with you guys, I would imagine that you probably get a lot of people who don't know who the hell you are. You probably get people that just read the Wikipedia page on you 10 minutes before they called you.
Yeah, most of them do, but then that's true. And I have a rule that when I use different, but the rule I have whenever it's a show specific interview. Like in other words, if I'm doing if someone wants to interview me, say just about Xena or just about Sequence. I send them and it seems kind of weird. I send them a little rule sheet, and it just says, "I'm happy to ask any question that you have." This is not me talking to you. This is me talking to potential interviewers. I go, "Anything you have, but if you ask me standard pop questions that you can get from any magazine, what was my favorite episode? What's my favorite color and stuff like that? I reserve the right to say pass." But that's not to say I won't do that with you because I understand you've got a different kind of a job you're doing. But there's people who are just, kids who are calling me.
Yeah, right.
Kids who aren't making a living doing it. You're different. You're making a living, but kids who aren't making a living, I'm like, look, man, you've got to do a little better than that.
Right, yeah.
Especially in today's age. What's that?
Especially in today's age when there's so much stuff out there.
That's right. When there's so much stuff out there, it's not enough to just go, what's the funny thing that happened when you were on set? It's not enough to ask that anymore. Can you bet that? So, but
neither one of us want to have that conversation. You know what I mean? I had a really good one a while back. I interviewed a wrestling guy, a WWE wrestling guy named Randy Orton, and they had to have 5 questions, and they had to vet them first. Because a lot of those wrestling fans are nuts, and they will ask crazy questions. So
they do?
Why they do. So what I did was I sent 2 sets of questions that were basically do you want to pretend to be the guy, or do you want to talk about what it's really like to be you? And that's if you're into the parlance of wrestling, that's kayfabe or a shoot, which I happen to know that stuff too. And when I talked to the guy, he was very careful. I said, "Do you want to not break kayfabe?" And he said, "I don't know what that means." I was like, "Okay then, all right. We're going to talk about how you're going to tear Batista apart at WrestleMania in that case.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very funny how these types of interviews can go depending on who you're talking to, you know?
Yes, it is interesting, actually.
Yeah. I would imagine that it's probably tempting for you sometimes to just go crazy and just make up a bunch of stuff.
Oh no, I'd never do that. I wouldn't. I would never like. Yeah, I suppose it's every once in a while, but I would never disrespect an interviewer. Who's interviewing me. I wouldn't. Why would I do that? I mean, the poor schmo is trying, just like I'm trying, so I wouldn't do anything like that. I just became aggravated after a number of years of being asked the same. It's not that it's the same questions. It's their thoughtless questions that bug me. It's not that they're the same ones. I don't mind being. Yeah. If anything comes from an association that someone really makes in their mind, I'm happy to answer that question. Assuming it's not too completely personal. Totally happy to answer it. But if it's just something that they picked up on a blog, or there's just a fan who isn't really interested at all in anything I have to say, they just want to hear my voice, and I sort of tune out. But no, I would never do that to them.
Yeah. I feel like the world is just made up of people that are just trying to get through the day. You know what I mean? Just trying to get through the day.
Absolutely. Of course.
And if we just everybody just do what they can to help each other just get through the day, and when you get home and get to go to bed, like just that's what you do. You know what I mean?
That's good. I like that. I agree with that. Hey, listen, just to let you know, I only have just a quick note, just to let you know I'm 10 minutes where I'm going to have to blow this interview.
Okay.
So I gotta go. I gotta cut up.
Way more time out of you than I thought I would, for sure.
Oh, it's fine. The only reason is I'm not trying to get rid of you, but I have to cook dinner. It's my night to cook dinner for my fiance, so I gotta get to it because she's trying to come home and be like, hey man, where's my freaking dinner you promised me? All right.
Yeah. No, I got on the phone with some geek in Louisville who wouldn't shut up about the stuff. Can't wait to read this with you. It's going to be mainly about
No. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I'll be able to.
But yeah, oh, what'd you say? Sorry.
I'll be able to really weave a narrative here. I think out of what I got here. Yeah.
All right, good. And listen, if you have any, let me give you my. Actually, the best thing to do is just email any questions you have. Email me at ted@tedraimi.com.
Okay.
And if you have anything that you're like, oh man, I should ask about that, to fill in that space, and blah 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 blah, just shoot me an email, and we'll do it that way.
Does anybody else have an address at tedraimi.com?
Me and no, just me. I'm the only one. And then I think there's my web guy, the guy that handles my web pages and stuff. He does.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He has another one. Yeah. Poor Bruce. I got tedraimi.com and Bruce had to get Bruce/Campbell because BruceCampbell.com was taken by a Dodge dealership in Detroit.
Oh.
It's Bruce. So they couldn't just fucking take Bruce Campbell Dodge. So yes, but Bruce Campbell was hilarious, and he hasn't been able to have his name just.
It would be if just some jerk got it, and it was BruceCampbell.com, and it's like, I'll sell it to you for $1 million, Bruce.
Right? No, but the thing is that he can't do that. They still have those.
It happens to be Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the problem is he can't do it because it's what's that?
He's in Detroit too.
Yeah, just by chance. Yeah, in fact, I know where this Dodge dealership is. It's hilarious, but it's pretty funny.
That is so funny.
It is. You can talk to him about that when you speak to him, but it's true.
Yeah, I will.
It always makes me laugh. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's not like it hurt his career or anything, but it cracks me up that he has to be Bruce-Campbell.
Yeah. I think he's still the more famous Bruce. I would guess.
Yeah, absolutely. He totally beat that Dodge dealership out. And the worst thing is there's no relation between those two. They're not related at all.
Oh, that's so funny.
It is.
So funny. I'm going to have to look at BruceCampbell.com tonight.
Yep, it's pretty funny. Yep, and then type in do that, and then you'll get deals on whatever on I don't know. I don't even know what the Dodge lineup is this year. I have no idea what that is.
Dodge. Maybe I can get a Charger, man. Cool.
Charger, that's what you want. Dodge Charger. Yeah, that's cool.
That's a serious machine.
They're sexy. Did you see those cars? They're pretty sexy.
Oh man, the Charger. I'm not even really a car guy, but the Dodge Charger. You know, in Bullet, they had to do stuff to fuck up the Dodge Charger because it kept blowing the doors off of Steve McQueen's Mustang.
Is that true?
They had to go underneath the hood. Yeah, they had to go underneath the hood and fuck it up to make it slower because it was so much faster than the Mustang.
That's true.
And yeah,
that's a good story. I didn't know that. That's a great story. That movie, I saw that movie recently. I haven't seen that. Like it's just one of these ones I missed. I was like, oh man, I can't believe I never saw Bullet. So I threw it in, and it's really weird. It's a weird movie.
It is. It really is. People don't. It's not.
I like it. No, I liked it, but it was really. It felt like a heavily like a. It felt like a sort of a French-styled, influenced American action movie. It was just freaking weird. But great. Those sequences, those driving sequences were just unmatched. They were just crazy.
Yeah, I'm way into that movie. The thing is that it's the character piece. You know what I mean? Like one of my favorite scenes in Bullet is when Steve McQueen goes and buys TV dinners from a grocery store, and he's about to do a stakeout. That's one of my favorite scenes in that movie.
I forgot about that.
You just follow this guy around, and then in the middle of it is this crazy car chase. And then people hear it's the greatest car chase ever, and they think it's going to be like Fast and the Furious. And they watch it, and they're like, what is this? I don't understand it. But it's really just very much just...
It's a character piece. It is, and it's about him and his kind of dumpy apartment there in whatever San Francisco that he lives.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of depressing. It's a depressing little place.
With his girlfriend and stuff, you know?
Right.
I mean, really, it's not the movie people think it is.
No, it's a weird movie, but I liked it too. It was very interesting to watch. All right, listen, hey man, I better get going. But it was great to talk to you. It's really refreshing speaking to you. Please email me if you have any questions at all, and please do not hesitate to come up to the table when I'm there and say hello, and I'll try and find you and do the same if I have 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely, Ted. Okay, cool. I think somewhere in this 50 minutes I'll be able to come up with a nice little short interview, and then a longer thing come out down the road after I transcribe this thing. We'll have a female president on the moon by the time I get done transcribing.
Come on. That'll be fine. Yeah, we'll get that thing done.
All right.
Anyway, just email me if you got any questions, and it was great talking to you, man.
You too. Thank you so much, Tim.
Yep, talk to you soon. Bye. See you. Bye.